What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video, man. Today I wanted to speak on this Jimmy Butler situation a little bit more. I got a little video from First Take. I watched this a little bit earlier, and I want to show you guys this, and I want to give my thoughts on this whole thing. So let's get straight into it.
And I get what Jimmy says, I want my money. What Pat Riley is saying, I don't see the upside. He said, I can't give you 120 a two-year extension based on what you've done. I got to give you 120 million based on what I believe you can do.
And I agree with that. So here's my thing. I can see it from both sides. I can see it from Jimmy Butler's side to where he wants his money, goddammit. He's taken this team to the NBA Finals, twice, from being like a 5 seed, and one of them times they were like a 1 seed, I think. But nevertheless, he has taken his team to unimaginable heights. They had no business being in the NBA Finals, if we're being honest, of course, right? And so he's done all that. He's given his team his blood, sweat, and tears, right? In the NBA, you know what I'm saying? The stars get all the money, like, and when you have a resume as respectable as Jimmy Butler, especially for this team, I can understand demanding that type of money. Now, a 2-year, $113 million extension is a lot of money, of course, especially for a 35-year-old man. But at the same time, I can understand Pat Riley and the Heat organization's perspective. You've already played. We've already paid you for that. We don't want to give you another, what is that, about 60-something million per season until you're about 37 years old. Given his injury history, given his antics and whatnot, that's just something that they're not willing to do. They don't want to give up that money, and I can understand that as well. So here's the thing. And so Stephen A made a really good point that I wanted to bring on this channel and really talk about. So let's listen here.
When you talk about Pat Riley, you're absolutely right. But let's ask ourselves this question, and it's just a question. Did Pat Riley hurt himself by initially saying we're not trading you? Did he hurt himself in that regard? Because it might not have been necessary for Jimmy to get to this point if Pat Riley hadn't been dogged about, I'm not moving you. Well, wait a minute. It's one thing to say I'm not going to pay you because I don't see the upside. But then I'm not going to let you get away to anybody else either when the man is telling you he wants to leave. That's something that we got to take into consideration as well. We got to be, listen, do we?
And I 100% agree with that. I do not understand why Pat Riley is so adamant on not trading Jimmy Butler. I mean, if the man wants to be traded, trade the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You gotta trade the nigga. Like, this is a human being. You can't just keep holding him hostage. If you don't want to pay me, right, that's one thing. Okay, fine, don't pay me. Ship me off somewhere and let them pay me. But the fact that you're gonna try to keep me here and not pay me, that's just disrespectful. And I completely understand where Jimmy Butler's coming from and being so adamant. That's why I respect Jimmy Butler, because he is very adamant on what he wants, and he is not going to back down for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't hold my money and then not allow me to get paid from someone else too. That's crossing the line. You messing with my family, you messing with my money. Like, fuck that. Okay, so I completely agree with that. I do not think that Pat Riley should be holding out Jimmy Butler so long. And on top of that, Jimmy Butler doesn't even fit this team's timeline. If you look at the situation and the roster that they have guys like Tyler Hero, who's in his mid-20s, probably about 24, 25. Bam Adebayo, he's probably about in his prime at this point. He's probably about 26, 27. You got guys like Haywood Highsmith, Duncan Robinson. These guys are not old. Jimmy Butler is the oldest player on that team, probably by a fairly wide margin. They don't have Kyle Lowry anymore. They don't have Udonis Haslem anymore. He is probably the oldest player on that team. I don't even know. I'm not even going to look it up, but that team needs to rebuild. They do not have enough firepower to legitimately contend in the East, let alone the West, goddammit, let alone the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That team is not, they don't have enough. They need to, stock some draft picks. They need to make some draft picks and, sign some other guys. This is not the team to do it. They went to the finals twice on some miraculous runs and some Boston chokes, but at the end of the day, this team is not fit to contend. And so holding out Jimmy Butler and not trading him and needing to pivot and rebuild anyway, those are three. I just don't understand why you would hold out Jimmy Butler like that. And I do not agree with Pat Riley's stance on this.
We all condone
at all.
Jimmy has handled this? No, but in the same breath, is he getting what he wanted?
Yes,
you said
he is.
Yes, because now Pat Riley is going to trade him.
Yes.
Going to trade him now. How come you said a month ago that you wasn't going to trade him? You compelled him to act this way, to force his way out, because initially you were dogged about keeping his services in Miami, even though you were not going to pay him that.
Exactly, and that's where the problem lies. Like I just said it, I'm not going to ramble on, but That's where the problem lies. You can't keep someone there and not pay him. That's a double whammy. You can't do that. That doesn't make any sense.
It's interesting to see who looks worse and who this ultimately is going to affect positively and negatively. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to be careful, guys, rewarding negative behavior. My grandpa used to always say, if a kid acts up, you don't give him candy or ice cream. You don't reward negative behavior. Jimmy Butler, and this is what he's always done. If you go look at his situation in Chicago, you go look at his situation else in Minnesota, he's always gotten rewarded for negative behavior. He's not going to stop this. He'll go to the next organization, and if he doesn't get his way, he'll buck again because he's been constantly rewarded for the negative behavior that he's displayed. Somebody need to break his plate. That's what we say in the South, Stephen A. When you want to check something or stop a bad behavior, you break his plate. Some organization needs to break Jimmy Butler's plate.
Yeah, the thing about that is I don't really know why Shannon is pissed with Jimmy, for example. Like me as a fan and as a black man, I want to see Jimmy Butler get his money. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Jimmy Butler get his way and get his money. I don't give a fuck about these organizations. I don't give a fuck about what Pat Riley and the Miami Heat think. I want Jimmy Butler to get his money and get his way. No, I want Jimmy to get traded to somewhere where he can compete and get his money. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know why why Shannon Sharpe is saying to not reward bad behavior. I mean, it's not that bad behavior. If you're not going to motherfucking pay me, why the fuck would I play for you? It's simple as that. Jimmy Butler is at a level, he is so good at basketball that he's not going to play unless he gets paid for it, right? He's not going to play for your team unless you pay him. And if you don't want to pay him the amount of money that he requires, and especially if another team is willing to pay that, which another team is, then you have no right. You have no right to say that he has bad behavior right now because he's not getting his money. He's not getting his end of the bargain. You have to pay me in order for me to give you my basketball skill, in order for me to display my basketball skills for your organization. You cannot just sit there and not pay me and expect me to play. That's not how shit goes. This is a business. Like these players know that this is a business, and they're not going to sit here and discard their own personal wants and their own personal needs in order for an organization's game, because we know the organization will not do the same for the player. We all know this. We've all seen Isaiah Thomas. We've all seen, whoever the hell else, just get traded and shit without having any idea. These organizations know it's a business, and it's about time that the players know as well. And I completely agree with this shit. And I agree with player empowerment, and I agree with all this shit. You can't hold a player accountable. He's not just a basketball player. He's a human being who just happens to play basketball. If he doesn't want to play for you anymore, then he doesn't have to. He can just refuse. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And so I just wanted to give that little 2 cents on it. And I hope that Jimmy Butler does get traded, and I hope he goes to a team that can really use him and will really actually. And I don't necessarily want to see him on the Suns, because I don't think that they're going to do shit whether they get him or not. I'd rather him go to a team that actually has some upward mobility, and the Suns do not have that. So, at least potential for upward mobility. So, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you next time. Peace.